So the new CMHC rule that was introduced in August will be in effect about 2 weeks on December 15th. Now this change is actually quite massive for anyone potentially looking to put less than 20% down payment for their home purchase. So for this week, before this comes into effect, I want to make a video that details what are the changes you can expect, how or when should someone be thinking about a CMHC insurance, and what are some pitfalls that you need to watch out for. Now this video is actually suitable for any buyer, not just first-time home buyer. A lot of people think CMHC is just for first-time home buyer, but that is not true. Anyone can make use of this. Also, if you want more content, not necessarily from me, one of my colleagues, Ryan, have started his YouTube channel as well, and he's doing a fantastic job. I've linked his channel on the screen here and in the description to his videos. So if you want more content, especially in the tax area, make sure you check out his channel. All right, so let's dive into this and quickly let's talk about what is CMHC. Now, basically CMHC is a program that you have to buy into if you're putting less than 20% down payment for a home in Canada. Now, it is a mandatory thing aimed to protect the lender from potential bankruptcy, just because less down payment is a lot more risk for the bank. For this program to work, you basically have 4 new rules applied to you. So first, we're going to start off with the old rule and how it works for it, and immediately we'll talk about what are some new changes applying to it. So before the change, the first rule is you can only buy house prices up to $1 million max. If you're going to go over $1 million, then you have to put down 20%. Second rule is you have to still put down some sort of minimum down payment, and the formula goes as follows. For the first $500K of home price, you're putting down 5%, which is $25K. And for the next $500K, you're putting down 10%, which is $50K. So if you're buying something that's $1 million, you have to at least still put down $75K of down payment to use your CMHC program. Now, the third rule is by using this program, they will apply a CMHC insurance premium onto you. The premium cost follows the chart you see on this table. So for example, if someone's buying $1 million home with 100K down, borrowing 900K, then they are basically borrowing 90%. So on this chart, they would be paying 3.1% of 900K, which is going to be $27,900. So in the old days, when it's capped at $1 million, you can expect CMHC insurance premium to be around $10,000 to $30,000 on average. And you can also add this to your mortgage and amortize it over the lifetime. You don't have to pay this upfront. Which brings me to the last rule is, in the old days, CMHC insurance only allows you to amortize your mortgage over 25 years. So in the old days, if you want to do 30 years plus, then you have to put 20% down. Now, obviously, after December 15, a lot of these 4 rules will be different. So let's visit them together. First of all, your max home price is no longer $1 million. They added 500K on top of it, and now it's 1.5 mil. And for your minimum down pay, it is the same calculation as before. For the first 500K of home price, 5%, and for everything else up to that 1.5 mil mark, it will be 10%. So for a 1.5 mil home, if you're doing absolute minimum down, then that's about 8.3% down pay, which is actually very, very little. Next is the premium calculation, which again will follow the same chart, but because we have that 1.5 mil home, then your insurance premium could potentially be a lot higher if you're going for that big purchase with very little down payment. Now on the screen, I've built a chart for home prices anywhere from 1 mil to 1.5 mil. If you're just looking to put down an absolute minimum down pay, this is what your max CMHC insurance premium can be. And finally, your mortgage amortization years, instead of capping at 25, you can now do 30 years even if you're using CMHC. So as a comparison, if someone, let's say, is borrowing $1 million at 4.5%, the difference between 25-year and 30-year, it's about $500 per month less in monthly payment. However, by stretching it to full 30-year, that extra 5-year will make you pay a lot more interest over time. So just because your monthly payment is lower on paper, which will be easier on your cash flow, you are actually going to end up paying a lot more interest. So these new changes to CMHC, in combination to the new change to RSP Home Buyer Plan, which is now at 60K, plus the new FHSA account, it actually does change things quite a bit for first-time home buyers. If a couple is buying a house together and they each max the RSP at 60K, plus 3 years of FHSA, let's say at 8K per year times 3, so that's 24K per person, Together, if they max everything, they can expect to have around 170K of down pay ready to go, ready to be withdrawn out, and this is not counting any growth within the account. So this couple with 170K, if they're buying a 1 mil home using CMHC, because it is now 17% down pay, is not quite 20% yet, their CMHC insurance premium will be at 21K. And if they're buying a 1.5 mil home, then their CMHC insurance will be at 41K. But in reality, by maxing out your RSP and FHSA, over the years, this couple is going to enjoy a substantial tax refund. So let's say this person is at 30%, and let's say they have maxed the RSP to full 60K out of pocket and FHSA full 24K. Together, at 30% tax bracket, they can combine enjoy roughly 50K of tax refund. So this can actually push their down payment from 170K to about 220,000. This actually is a game changer for anything around 1 mil mark, because by putting down around 200K plus in down payment because of the tax refund, you now no longer require CMHC insurance if you don't want it, and you can skip out that payment. Now for something that's 1.5 mil, it actually doesn't change too much even if you were to use a lot of these tax refund. Even at 220,000, you're not hitting the 20% mark, and according to the chart, you merely drop your insurance premium from 41K to roughly 40K. So I would say this actually changes things a lot for anyone that's looking to buy all the way up to a 1.2 mil home. But for someone that's up to a 1.5 mil, you still have to expect to eat a quite expensive CMHC insurance cost. All right, finally, let's talk about 5 pitfalls or 5 things you have to keep in mind when considering to use CMHC insurance. The first thing is that by having a CMHC insurance mortgage, you're supposed to have a slightly better mortgage rate than someone that's uninsured. Plus, at renewal, you can switch to other lenders without underwriting. Now, the underwriting part is true because my clients don't need to go through all the process again. They can just hop to different banks and pick the best rate. So that's very, very convenient. As for better rates, sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't see it. So that's something you want to keep in mind. If you do get a better rate on average, plus you can hop around freely without underwriting, that could be a very good reason for you to pay CMHC insurance. Now, second thing is just because you can do 30-year amortization on a mortgage now, doesn't necessarily mean you should be doing it. Because like we said before, by stretching an extra 5 years, you end up paying a lot more interest to the bank. So while it might make sense to do a 30-year amortization right out the gate, just to have that cash flow lower and easier to control as a first-time home buyer, you might want to work on the side and save on the side, so you are paying down your mortgage faster every renewal to shrink that amortization back down to roughly a 25-year, so you don't end up paying all that massive interest to the bank. Now, third thing to watch out for is a lot of people, I would say all people actually, will put CMHC insurance on top to the mortgage and amortize that over 25, 30 years, whatever. This actually can translate to quite a bit more than the CMHC insurance. For example, 35K of insurance premium at 4.5% over 25 years really equals to 58K, and over 30 years, it equals to 63K. Now, this could still be worthwhile to do so depending what your rate of return is on the side by investing. But again, I just want to make it clear, if you're quoting 35K and you're putting it on the mortgage, it's not really just going to cost you 35K. It's going to be a lot more than that. You want to discuss with a mortgage broker or financial planner to really find out if it's suitable for you. Number 4 is new build will have 5% GST on top. So this will be added to your house price, make it much harder for you to qualify your mortgage, because most of the lenders will allow you to put that 5% onto your mortgage just like your insurance and amortize it over 25, 30 years. And lastly, this is often very, very confusing because the word insurance in there for the CMHC. This product, it is not here to protect you. It is here to protect the lender. So what that means is just because you have it doesn't mean you can't go bankrupt. If you go bankrupt and you default on your mortgage payment, you're still going to lose the house. Okay? This insurance is just for if you lose the house and the bank still can't recover all the mortgage, then this is supposed to be an insurance product to help them. So this is why if you're buying a home, you still have to get your life insurance, critical illness, disability, emergency fund in order to protect you in case something happens to you, to your health, or if you lose your job, so you can still make that mortgage payment. Because this product, just because it's called insurance, is not to insure you, it's to insure the lender. All right, so that's everything I want to share today. I hope everyone have a much clearer picture of what CMHC is, what are the changes, and whether you should be thinking about this or not. If you have any questions regarding this, or if you think I missed something, let me know in the comment down below. Next video, I'm going to dive into a research paper that discusses what the potential effect of the CMHC rule change might be on the house price that we can see in 2025. I think it's quite interesting. So stay tuned if there's something you're looking forward to. In the meanwhile, if you like these kind of videos, I do upload them every 2 weeks. I know I've been MIA for some time. I'm moving, I'm traveling, my kids is being fuzzy. So I'm super busy, but hope I can come back to this 2 week schedule from now on. Next week, I will be hopping over to the Chinese channel. I will be talking about the same video here, but in Chinese, because I think everyone needs to know about this information. So if you like this kind of video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell button to get all the notifications in the future. And like I said, check out my colleague Ryan's channel over there. He has a lot of information on tax that I think you would like. Other than that, hope you like this video. This is Jackie Cole. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!